Exercise. This is a topic that I can say that I have struggled with throughout my life. Exercise, personally, I don't like to exercise. I find exercise to be something very, it does not make sense to me at all. The idea of just running for miles, the idea of just lifting for hours, these sorts of things. But exercise is important. Exercise is important not just in physical health, but in vibrational health. Exercise moves energy through your body, it moves energy to connect you and shift you and clear traumas. You can work through emotions and traumas, and that energy gets flowing. So, when that energy is flowing, you can connect more to source, to guides, to higher chakras, to these different things. And it is very important for us to exercise for a multitude of reasons, as most of us really know. Even if we don't do it, we know, yes, exercise is important. That's drilled into us from the time we're children. But the idea is you don't have to exercise in the sense of, I'm going to run 20 miles a day, or I'm going to lift for 2 hours a day. You just have to get your body moving. For me, that means walking every day for an hour, just walking, just a gentle walk through the neighborhood. And when my body's moving like that, I'm working energy through me. I'm working it into the ground. I'm working through, and I'm getting messaging and talking to my guides and that sort of thing. I've also started Tai Chi, which is something I can do in my house, especially that it's winter, and I can flow and move about as much as I want to without actually leaving the the apartment. And Tai Chi is a very slow moving exercise. I'll say that it's much more difficult than it looks. I describe it as holding a book in your hand for 10 minutes in your hand. That weight, how it feels pressed against you. It's very hard to hold a book with an outstretched hand. If you've never tried it, give it a try. Put a book in your hand and just stretch out your hand and see how difficult just that 1 or 2 pounds becomes after 10 minutes. But exercise is important because we have gone from a society that, when I'll say, I'll shift here a little bit. When I was working with the village in Africa astrally, and I asked them about exercise, Sarai looked at me and she's like, "Why would we do that? We just move, we just walk, we just go about our day." Because the difference is between our society and theirs is they're constantly moving. They're constantly moving to do their daily activities, to work the land, to move around because they don't have television. They don't have computers. They don't have super fast internet that's keeping us in a box. So they do other things. They run around. You actually, when you go there, they get soccer balls from the city, and when you go, you can see the kids playing soccer with balls that are punished, just punished from overuse. Um, but they're moving, they're constantly moving around, and that's what we're missing in our society that we used to have, is that we were constantly on the move. Even just 100 years ago, if we wanted to go somewhere, we walked. I have a grocery store that is a 2-minute drive away, a small little country grocery store. When I say I walk to the grocery store, a lot of people will be like, "Why do you walk? It's a 30-minute walk. Why would you walk? Why you can drive 2 minutes?" I walk because it's exercise, it's movement, it's getting me into the sunlight, it's getting me into the natural air, it's movement. Why do I need to take a vehicle when it's only a short distance away? It gives me exercise. It's something we have to shift our perspective on, getting ourselves out of the chairs, doing things outside of the house, walking away from the television, putting the phone down. Even when you're exercising, even when you're moving around, you don't need the phone. If you're watching TV, if you have a phone on, even if you have the radio on and earbuds in, you're not listening to spirit. You're not focusing on what else is around you and your energy and moving energy through you and your traumas and your healing emotions. Exercise is a tool to heal all of that. It's a tool to move energy through you, to move energy into you, to clear out old energy, bad energy, a tool to help you focus your mind so that you can hear spirit. But how many of you exercise and distract yourselves with a television, with a phone, with a radio? If you're distracting yourself, you're not using the tool properly. You're just focusing on more consumption, as we've talked about before, consuming more content while in the state of movement. But exercise is a meditation. I talked about meditation a little earlier on. Exercise is a meditation. If you exercise, you can clear your mind. You can focus your breath, focus on your breathing. Even when you're walking, you can focus on your breathing and your stride, your steps. You can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And when you do that, you're focusing your mind, focusing on your body's rhythm as you're walking. Whether you're weightlifting, walking, running, biking, whatever it is, you can clear your mind and remove the distractions so that you can connect to source, so that you can clear your traumas and learn more about you. And it's all about physical movement, because physical movement, shakes us up, unstiffens, unclogs us, and allows that old energy to clear out. And we can push it into the ground to be taken away, and we can have sunlight come in to replenish us. But exercise is not what a lot of people think it is. We're taught it's sitting in a gym, running on a treadmill for an hour, or sitting in lifting for an hour, or whatever it is that you would do in a gym. I've actually rarely been to a gym. I used to go in college, but very, very rarely do I have actually, I don't think I've been in one since college 20 years ago. The idea of exercise, when we think about it, we think, oh, I don't want to run 20 miles. I don't want to lift for hours. I don't want to do this for hours, because it just seems, for many, if you're like me, it's boring, it's unproductive. It's like, what am I doing? You don't have to do that. You can make it an experience, just like they do in Africa, in this village in the Congo, just like they do in all the different areas of the world where they don't have technology. South America, outskirts in Asia of China, the outskirts of China where there's not a lot of technology. There are places in the world that are pockets that still don't have internet, that still don't have the ability to have constant streaming media that sits them in a chair. So what do they do? They go for walks, they hike, they swim, they play games outside, they play soccer. They walk. If they need to go get water, they walk to go get water. If they need food, they walk to go get food. You won't find them running for hours. You won't find them lifting for hours. You won't find them doing all this other stuff for hours the way our culture tries to force exercise. The reason we have that is because people sit for so long. It's because people are stuck to a chair. But if you shift that mindset, if you start saying, hey, the store is a mile away. A mile is a 20-minute walk for a regular walk. If the store is a mile away and you're in this city, that mile could be a 15-minute drive in this city. In the country, it's a 2-minute drive, 1 to 2-minute drive. But why not walk 20 minutes? Take a backpack, walk, pick up your groceries, turn around and walk back. It's all about being conscious of what you're doing, being conscious of how you are utilizing your day. Are you spending 20 minutes in the city waiting at stoplights to get to a store? Or can you walk 20 to 30 minutes to get to that same store? Can you carry everything with you? There is that, be aware of that. If you have a large family and you're buying groceries all the time, you don't want to carry it with you. But I've even seen people pushing carts that they've bought, pushing suitcases or suitcase like things down the street where they load up and they pull their little cart behind them with all their groceries. Because it's exercise, it's movement, it's not sitting in the chair. Although it's a simple exercise, just walking, they're moving their body, they're moving their energy, they're constantly in motion, which means energy is constantly flowing. So that's the whole point, is even if you sit throughout your day, go to a gym, start to exercise. But if you're going to go to a gym and exercise, don't distract yourself. Don't distract yourself with a phone, a television, whatever it is. Clear your mind and focus on incoming energy. Focus on your breath, focus on meditating. That meditation I shared earlier about a focused meditation, utilize that, work on your meditation. There are people who say, oh, I can't meditate, but they're exercising. You can meditate in that moment. You can make exercise the meditation, and that will shift your energy. I've had clients who come to me and they're like, I can't meditate. And Spirit says, yes, you can. You're dancing. Are you dancing? Oh, yeah, I do dance. And then they go, yeah, I do get flashes when I dance. And I'm like, you're talking to Spirit. You just have to keep dancing, focus your mind, and listen. Not be distracted. So if you're dancing, whatever it is, it can become a meditation. It can become a means of raising your vibration. You don't have to do intense running. You don't have to go out every morning and run 5 miles even. You don't have to lift weights every day or practice yoga for an hour. You just need to move. Whatever you choose, you just need to move. Tai Chi is a very slow movement. I do that several times a day as I'm learning these steps, very slow movements, just to move my body around. I don't spend hours right now. I'm still learning all the techniques, but my goal is not to spend hours. My goal is just to be able to do 10, 15 minutes of constant movements so I can get up out of my chair and I can move my body a little bit and get it moving around and get the energy moving. The more you move throughout the day, the better your energy is going to flow. If you only move once, and it's in the morning or at night, and you only move once for an intense period of time, all you're going to do the rest of the day is sit. It's not helping as much as you think it might. You have to move all day long to keep energy moving. So keep that in mind. Exercise is important, but exercise is not the way we define it at least in the US culture. It's not meant to be defined that way. It's meant to be movement. Whatever you're doing, it's about movement. Are you cooking? Dance while you're cooking. I dance while I'm cooking. I move around while I'm cooking, and I slide in my tiny kitchen. I do things. I make sure I'm moving, but move all day long. Exercise. Get energy flowing through you, and learn not to be distracted so you can communicate with Spirit and utilize it as a meditation. So that was the next section. If you have any questions about exercise, please let me know. And I'm extremely grateful for all of you. And get that body moving. That's the title of the chapter in my book, is Get That Body Moving. It doesn't matter if you're doing it in the morning. What matters is that you're doing it all day long, is that you're moving throughout the day to keep energy flowing. Thank you again, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you.